Hi everybody, so in this DayZ tutorial video I'm going to be showing you how to spawn in this fellow here, an infected zombie with a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin on his head. And I'm also going to show you how to spawn in the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins as well, which are really cool because you can use them as night vision when you put them on your head. They're really good. Now in the description below this video you'll find a link to my video that shows you how to turn all of the 2023 Halloween stuff on. But a lot of people pointed out the fact that they use modded XML files, and so really they just wanted to pick and choose what they wanted because they didn't want to just cover up all of their modded files with the Halloween files. So that's why I've made these files. So without further ado, let me show you how to spawn in this infected pumpkin head zombie and the jack-o'-lantern as well. Now it all starts off here at the Bohemian Interactive DayZ Central Economy GitHub repository. So in the description below this video you'll find a link to here, and this is a really cool place because it includes all the latest files. So I'm recording this video on the 19th of October 2023. So we've got the 1.22 files are here. So you've got the complete server files, mission files for Chernarus and Enoch, which is Livonia. You've got the old Christmas files, you've got the Well Purges night files, and there's the Halloween ones. So what you want to do is you click on the green code button, you download the zip. So that will download the zip file, and you want to extract that on your local computer so that you end up with something like this. It will say DayZ Central Economy Master, and it's worth keeping this somewhere safe. I keep it in a folder called 122 Vanilla in this case, and I use this as a reference repository, reference files for when I create my other files. So when I'm doing my 1.23 files, whether that be boosted loot files or reduced loot files or anything like that, I know I've got vanilla ones to reference to. And when 1.23 comes out, I do the same thing, so I always have the vanilla ones. However, the files that we're interested in are in here in Halloween Chernarus Plus, if it was a Chernarus folder, or Enoch, it was Livonia. Now, they only include the files that need changing, and in order to spawn in our pumpkin helmet and our pumpkin helmeted zombie, the files we're interested in are CFG spawnable types. So you want to open that up in your favorite text editor, and then we want to go into the env folder, and we want the zombieterritories.xml folder, so open that up, and then in the db directory we want the events, so you want to open that up in your favorite text editor too. Now we're going to need the files from your server as well, so you may want to go to your server. So in this example, this is a Nitrado server. We go to the web interface, we go to the file browser, and here we are. So we're at the file browser. On PlayStation servers it's PS missions, on Xbox servers it's XB missions, on a PC server it's just missions. And then we go in here, and then this is a Chernarus server, so it's Chernarus Plus. If it was a Livonia server it would say Enoch on it. And then we go in here, and then the files we really want to download. Now you can edit these files in your browser here if you wanted to, but it's easy to make mistakes if you do that. So I would recommend, if you have the facilities to do these on a laptop or your local PC, download the file first, make a copy, edit it on your local PC. If you want to, you can validate it using XML validator like xmlvalidation.com, especially if things don't work. This is one of your first stops to make sure that you haven't made any mistakes. And then when you're done, you re-upload the file to the same place on your server, restart the server, and your changes will take place. So what did we say we wanted? We want the CFG spawnable types, didn't we? So there's CFG spawnable types.xml. So download that file. We would go into the env folder, and we would download the zombieterritories.xml, which is there. Then we go back one. Then we go into the db folder, and we would download the events.xml and download that. And open all those files up in your favorite text editor, and lo and behold, here they are. So what you can see here is this is my Halloween events, and this is my server's events file. This is my Halloween CFG spawnable types, and this is my server's CFG spawnable types. This is my Halloween zombie territories file, and this is my server's zombie territories file. So I've put them next to each other so it's easy to see what's going on. Now first things first, let's start off with the event. So if you go into your Halloween events.xml and just do a search and search for pumpkin, eventually you'll get to infected pumpkin event. And if we look at this event as a whole, like you can see here, we can see that when the infected pumpkin event starts, when it fires, what it does, it spawns in this fella, a handyman normal beige, who normally would just be a normal zombie wandering around the map. However, because of the CFG spawnable types, he's going to have a few things attached to him that make him a little bit different. So what we can then do is we then copy this whole event like this, and then we open up our events.xml from our server. Now we can see it's near prisoner, so what we could do is if we do a Control F and search for prisoner, we can see there's the infected prisoner event here. So if we put a bit of space after infected prisoner, we could paste this guy in there. So infected pumpkin is there, and we can save that. Next off, we need to find this fella in the spawnable types. So if we go to the Halloween spawnable types, do a Control F and paste his name in, we can find him. And what we see is here, so this is, so zombie handyman normal beige, he has a 100% chance of having a pumpkin helmet on his head, and he has a 100% chance of having a sliced pumpkin on his head. Now some of you at this point might be saying, Rob, you've missed a step out, because shouldn't you take away the handyman normal beige from when he spawns in with normal zombies? Yeah, you could do that, but there's another, it's an extra step, and I think there's nothing wrong with having more zombies with pumpkins on their heads during Halloween, is there? So we're not going to do that step, we're just going to do this step. So anyway, so there he is. So what we can do is we can copy this CFG spawnable types, that entry, and we can see if we then search for Control F, zombie handyman normal beige should still be there. There he is. What we can do is we can just paste this over the top of it. There we go. So zombie handyman normal beige has now got the pumpkin helmet and the sliced pumpkin. So he's good to go. So we could save that. Did we save that one? We did, didn't we? So we've got that. Now, we've got the event. We've got the fellow, he's got the stuff on him. The problem is he's got nowhere to spawn yet. So we need to look in the zombieterritories.xml. And we just need to do a search for pumpkin. And that will take you to here. And so what we can see here is the territories for the infected pumpkin fella. Not many of them, as you can see. So we can copy that, go to the zombieterritories.xml for our server, and if you just find infected solitude and make a space below infected solitude and paste him in, that's the infected pumpkin fella. And so we can save that. So that's good now. So he's good to go. We would just upload those files over the top of the existing files on our server, restart the server, and the infected pumpkin fella would start spawning in with his pumpkin hat on his head. Now, if you also wanted to spawn in the pumpkin helmet, like here, all you need to do is go to your types.xml, because it's already there. Here it is. And just do a search for pumpkin. You could do a find all. There we go, there's pumpkin helmet. But what you'll find is that the nominal will be set to 0 and the minimum will be set to 0. It's category close and usage is farm, so it can spawn in. So if you put the nominal till 10 and you put the minimum to 5, there we go, and it's counted in map. That's it, that's all there is. And then if you save that, let's just double check I haven't made any mistakes. Yep, that will now spawn in as a normally spawning thing on your map, which is quite cool. It gives a really good, not shadow, it casts a really cool light as well, the pumpkin helmet. It really is, it's a very nice bit of kit actually. And so you save that, and again then we would go back to our server, and on top of the existing files, so on top of the existing events, on top of the existing CFG spawnable types, on the existing zombie territories, you upload the files on top. On top of the existing types.xml, upload that on top, and then just restart your server, and then those changes will start to take effect, and you will have the zombie infected with a pumpkin on his head and the pumpkins spawning in normally. So there we go. Hopefully you find this series of videos useful. If you have, like, if you want to see more, the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.